You so quick to go to the club, hang out with your friends, and pop a bottle of Don Julio Patron and all this other stuff, but you scared of vegetables. Take control of your body, take control of your mind. Do everything through this whole journey. Pray, seek God. You are love. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Breshayla Singleton, and today it's not going to be a vlog. It is going to be a video about my fitness journey and my health journey. So, as you all know, if you watched my vlog, if you haven't checked it out, check it out whenever you can. But you may know that I am currently vegan. So I will get into why I chose to be vegan and what caused me to change my whole diet. I do want to start off with, I was 180 pounds. I wasn't 180 pounds since I was pregnant. So any other time, I have never been that big. And for me, that's big because I have a small frame. Majority of my life, I was skinny. So to see myself that big, and what made me see that, my clothes wasn't fitting, and I would look in the mirror, I'm like, dang, my face fat. But what really got me is that I was recording because I wanted to start back getting into creating content, and I saw my body. And when I saw my body, I didn't even want to record anymore. I realized I didn't even want to show my body. I didn't want to show my face. I just wanted to hide because it never really set in until I saw myself on camera on how big I was. So that was actually last year in the beginning of 2025. And I started to work out and go to the gym. So I am going to be inserting some clips so that you can see the difference. I started going to the gym, but I was not consistent with going to the gym. I would go at least 3 times out of the week. But even though I was doing that, I was still eating unhealthy. I was still eating Sonic. I was still eating greasy foods. I was on my work break. I would go to Sonic, or I would go to a wing spot around the street. Something that's convenient for me to eat. But it really wasn't convenient to my gut. It wasn't convenient to my body. So me thinking, oh, I need some food, I need to eat, instead of just meal prepping and doing what I should have been doing, I was eating crazy. And even at home, I was cooking. I always cooked. I love to cook. But the thing about that was I was eating so much greasy foods. Like, even if I was baking, I wasn't frying anything. I was baking. It was things that was heavy in dairy and cheese. And cheese is very oily. So just think about it. I'm putting so much of that into my body. I'm bloated and I'm feeling tired and sluggish. I just did not like that. There needed to be a change. So when I got ready to move from my place, I decided to look into other gyms that was in the area that I was moving to. And I came across a gym that was requested for me to look at, and I toured it and I loved it, and I got my membership. I've been with that gym since then. So I've been with that gym now for about 9 months. So within that, I was still in a relationship, and that relationship was weighing me down heavily. It was so much stress, and I was also in school, so I was just stressed out on top of that, which didn't help anything. So I still wasn't going to the gym like I was supposed to, but it wasn't until I left that relationship that I started going to the gym, because I needed an outlet instead of me crashing out. I needed somewhere to go work out and to take out my frustration. So that's what I did. And when I did that, I was like, you know what? You know how it is when you leave a relationship? You just be like, I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna get this body right. I'm gonna eat healthy. So next summer come around, I'm gonna be looking good. So that's where my head was. I was like, but it wasn't on no petty type stuff. I want him to see how good I look. No, it wasn't any of that. Honestly, it was me really focusing on myself this time and putting myself first. So I had that gym membership, and I started to eat healthy. I started to eat more fruits, more vegetables. I stopped eating out completely. And if I did eat out or treat myself to something to eat, it was something like kava. But other than that, I rarely ate out. I said I need to stop eating out. Ain't no way I done got this big. No, ma'am, you about to be in your 30s. It's supposed to be a fun time, and there's no way. And I started having problems with my knees as well. My knees would be swollen so bad. They would hurt me so bad. They felt so heavy. My body, I just felt heavy. And then I had to get my wisdom teeth removed. And when I got my wisdom teeth removed, you can't really eat anything. You can't eat much. So that's what's really stopped it. I couldn't eat what I wanted to eat. I couldn't eat any sweets because I was still eating sweets. That's the thing. I wasn't eating out, but I was still getting sweets from the store or ice cream or this and that. All the sugary foods that I did not need. That's something that you have to cut out. So during that time I fasted. So what I did was I knew that I could only have soft foods. So I didn't want to risk anything, so I just went on a liquid fast. So I had bone broth, I had teas and water. Now majority of the time I was drinking a lot of water and a lot of tea. And that's when I really started to shed that weight because I was fasting. Now, when I fasted, this lasted, honestly, it lasted me 2.5 weeks. And then after I started to heal, because in that process, you still can't really go to the gym or work out or pull the heavy weights. You can't do too much after having a procedure like that, getting your wisdom teeth removed. So then I eased my way back into walking. So I would walk and I would try to build myself back up to working out again. And then that's when I started back going to the gym. And when I went back to the gym, I was just going consistently because I started to see that how much weight I had lost, but I still had a pudge, and I was like, I need to get rid of this because I really want a flat stomach. And I'm really having a hard time trying to get that flat stomach. So although I was working out and doing the same things, nothing really changed. Although I lost weight, I still looked like I was inflamed. My face still looked swollen and puffy, and I was just trying to figure out what is it, because I know I'm not eating out like I used to, and I did lose weight, but what is going on? I just feel like I just stopped right at 160. I went from 180 to 160. I'm not even gonna say 160. It was like 167, 168. Sometimes it would fluctuate to 170. And I'm just trying to figure out for months, why am I not, why I can't go lower than this? I know I can, I've been there before, but what is going on? So I graduated school. I gave myself some time to really not do nothing because I was so tired from school and internship and being a mother, just making sure that my daughter is on track with her school and all that. I was literally drained. After I gave myself some time, I had more than enough time to get myself together. I go back to the gym, I'm working out, I'm eating right, I'm starting all over again, right? And I'm still in the same spot. I'm like, why? And I know people say don't watch the scale, but I'm looking at my body too. I'm looking at my body and I'm seeing that, hey, I still have this pudge. I still feel bloated. My face still look chubby. What is going on? So I was watching Kyra Monique, and I've been watching her for a while, but I know she always talk about gut health and her skin. Y'all, my face started breaking out so bad out of nowhere. And that's what really made me listen, because it wasn't acne spots. It was just like my face was literally, I had red bumps on my face, tiny red bumps. And I'm trying to figure out what is going on, what happened. I said, you know what? I'm going to start an anti-inflammatory diet. Something has to change. And so I had been thinking about it. And I said, you know what? Matter of fact, I'm going to fast. I need to detox my body. I haven't fasted since the last time I had my wisdom teeth pulled out. So by then, this is January, and I got my wisdom teeth pulled in the beginning of August. So I'm really trying to figure out what's going on with me, because I don't feel like myself. And I was feeling depressed. I had heavy brain fog. I could not think at all. And I'm like, am I going crazy? What is going on? And that's when I fasted and I watched a documentary on YouTube. When I watched a documentary on I watched a documentary on Hulu, and it was basically a study of twins. One twin ate a heavy meat diet, and then the other twin, they went vegan, and they did this study, and then they were studying the gut microbiomes, and that's what really had me interested, because I really didn't know much about the gut and microbiomes. So as I'm listening, I'm like, hey, maybe I should try this, because I'm looking into the gut, I'm doing my research, I'm going online, I'm really trying to figure out your gut affect your brain, how you think. And I started to really go deep in it, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So you telling me there's a cure to this? If I go and change my whole diet around, it will stop the bloating, it will stop the constipation, it will stop the brain fog, it will stop the depression. I was really trying to get to the root of it all, and that documentary is what made me try that out. And also, I was on TikTok one night, late at night, and Dr. Yakai Awaken popped up on my screen. And I'm like, I haven't seen his videos in a while. And he was talking about detoxification, detoxing your body with herbs and teas that will help you with a parasitic cleanse, like to cleanse your body, to cleanse the gut, to get all the bad things out. So I started writing down, and I said, you know what? And then I said, today I am going to start, and I'm not going back. Now, if you're watching this and you're like, girl, I'm not vegan, you don't have to go vegan. But what I do ask of you is to eat a balanced diet. Make sure you're eating your fruits and vegetables. Like, I preach this to my family. Heavy on the fruits and the vegetables, please. Because I learned that my situation was I wasn't getting enough fiber. And that's why I was so constipated. That's why I was so bloated as well. I thought I was eating healthy. I was eating these meats. I was eating meats like turkey and salmon. I didn't really too much care for the red meat, but still, it still wasn't good enough. So the first 2 weeks, I was eating fruits and vegetables. I was juicing and really taking that in and making sure that I had my super seeds. Get you some super seeds, your fiber. If you feel like you're not getting enough fiber, go to the store. They sell it at Walmart, super seeds. They include chia, hemp, and flax seeds. You can put them in your yogurt. You can put it in your smoothie. It don't taste like nothing. If you put it in your yogurt and you taste it a little bit, add some granola on top. You'll forget all about it. Add it to your oatmeal. You're not going to taste it, because once it cooks in that oatmeal, the seeds do get soft. So I will say include fiber. If you're going to take in protein, which I was taking in protein, I was doing my protein shakes, I was doing protein bars, I was doing all of that. But I wasn't really including much fiber into my diet. And I did that, I really started to see the changes. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I cut out bread. And I do eat bread now, but at that point I cut out bread. So if I do eat bread, I eat all these bread. I get the bread that has 3 ingredients: wheat, flour, and salt, I believe. I watch out for a lot of processed foods. And I pay attention to the ingredients, because a lot of these things that we're consuming has so much inflammatory ingredients. I mean, so much. And that's when I learned that yeast is in a lot of food. It's not just bread, it's in a lot. I picked up a jar of peanuts from the store that just said sea salt peanuts, and I looked on the back, and it was more than sea salt and peanuts on it. It had yeast and it had other things in it. So that's why you want to be so careful about what you consume. Actually read up on these things that you're consuming. I stopped consuming any type of yellow, red, blue, any of that. I stopped consuming those things. I don't eat sugary things. If I have something that is a little sweet, it may be something like plant-based yogurt or something like that, or I might add a agave or something on it, or juice. I make my own fresh juice, and I may add a little honey or agave in there. But other than that, I do not consume heavy sugary stuff. I don't take in anything that has granulated sugar in it. None of that. So you really want to pay attention to all the things that you consume. So I wasn't eating any of those things. It was literally strict. And I saw the weight fall off me that I kept calling stubborn weights. It fell off of me. It was gone. I saw that my face was slimmer. I felt lighter. And I started to work out on top of that. And I started to see a difference. I went from 160, 65 to 170, like between that. And I'm now 150 pounds. Yeah, I haven't been 150 pounds in 8 years. So it is possible, but practice healthy eating, a balanced diet. That's all. I know it seemed like people ask me, what did you do? That's really all I did. It's very simple. It can be challenging, but it's simple. All you have to do is start and look at where you want to be. Envision that woman that you want to be or that man that you want to be months from now. And start getting and embodying that and what you put in your body. Because I guarantee you, you're going to have so much energy. You're going to feel so good about yourself. When you look in that mirror, you're going to see the weight start dropping off you. Because like I said, a lot of it is processed. A lot of the things we consume that makes us bloated and make us have heavy brain fog. Like, I can really go deep into this. The foods that's in America and it's banned in other countries. It's like that for a reason, to keep us asleep. But yeah, I could save that topic for another day. But be smarter than that. Overcome that. You can do it. All you have to do is start. Make that transition. Stop telling yourself that you're gonna wait. Just do it. Just start, because then you're gonna continue to wait. So yes, that's exactly what I did to change my diet to get where I am today. Is I started eating anti-inflammatory foods. I don't consume sugar. And a lot of stuff that y'all, condiments that y'all eat, contains a lot of sugar. When you go into these stores, look at the ingredient. Please, I'm telling you, you will be so shocked about what's in a lot of these foods. And 9 times out of 10, if it's a whole bunch of stuff that I can't pronounce on that ingredients list, I don't want it. It's gonna stay at the store. And we consuming so much that we don't even know what it is, and we don't know what it's doing to our guts. And the little bugs in our gut are reacting to that. Like I said, it goes so deep that we have little bugs in our guts. They send signals. When you're craving that sugary food, and you like, I gotta have these. So you craving that Popeye's chicken, you craving all these greasy foods, that mac and cheese so bad, you craving those chips so bad, that junk, ice cream. Sometimes, I'm gonna be real with you, it's not even you, baby, it's the bugs in your body. I know that sounds crazy, but y'all, for real, it is the microbiomes in your body are sending signals. And it's basically like, you know, you be like, I'm not gonna do that, and then out of nowhere, like, I'm gonna have it, I gotta have it, I need it. No, take control of your body, take control of your mind. Like I said, it's so deep and it's so simple. Make the change today and just make that start on your health journey. And also, I'm gonna say this. You so quick to go to the club, hang out with your friends, and pop a bottle of Don Julio Patron and all this other stuff, but you scared of vegetables. When you see a vegetable coming near you, I don't want that. No, that's nasty. No. You tell me vegetables that barely taste like anything, season it till you like it. Okay? Be careful about what you are consuming, and that includes drinking. Okay? I'm not saying you can't have a little drink here and there. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I've been on this journey for 2 months now. Within this 2 months, I did have 2 drinks. I had 2 small drinks, like lemon drops. And I told myself, girl, no more. But I'm not saying you can't have fun. I'm not saying you can't celebrate. But what I'm saying is, be careful about what you're putting in your body. That's how I was able to lose that weight, literally. That's all you have to do. But I know sometimes I could probably get off topic. So I hope this story adds all together on how I lost weight and like my backstory of everything. But thank you all for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And also share with others that you feel that may need this message. And before I leave this video, I do want to add, through everything, through this whole journey, pray, seek God, because God will help you. God will help you and help lead you through this journey. And that's something big that I must include, that I did. Include God in this journey, because it's going to be challenging in the beginning. Include God in your journey and just do it.